Philippines' multi-trillion-dollar oil and gas discovery. A game-changer for the nation, beneath the crystal-clear waters of the Philippines lies a secret that could change the nation's future. Forever multi-trillion dollars worth of untapped oil and gas deposits. For years, this potential lay hidden, whispered about in geopolitical circles and energy boardrooms. But now in 2025, the world is watching as the Philippines stands on the edge of an energy revolution. Could this be the key to becoming a regional powerhouse? Could it erase national debt, boost jobs, and shift global energy dynamics? This isn't just a discovery, it's a turning point. And it's already attracting the attention of powerful countries, international investors, and yes, rivals too. Stay tuned, because what's buried beneath the surface may just lift the Philippines to new heights. The Philippines stands out as a unique player in Southeast Asia's economy. Unlike its neighboring countries, which have long depended on the oil and gas industry to fuel their economic growth, the Philippines has never relied heavily on this sector. In fact, when it comes to oil and gas production, the Philippines lags far behind, producing only 9,650 barrels a day, a mere fraction compared to its regional peers. To put it into perspective, while the Philippines consumes about 429,000 barrels daily, making it the largest importer of petroleum in Southeast Asia, it produces just a tiny fraction of what it needs. This sets the country apart from its wealthy oil-producing neighbors, where oil plays a crucial role in driving their economies. So why is the Philippines producing so little oil, despite being located in the same region as these resource-rich nations? The answer lies beneath the surface, literally. The Philippines holds an astonishing $26.3 trillion worth of untapped oil deposits within its 200-mile exclusive economic zone. These vast reserves are scattered across the archipelago, with two particularly notable areas, the Reed Bank and the Mischief Reef in the Spratly Islands. In fact, experts have estimated that the oil deposits around the Spratly Islands alone could hold up to 17.1 billion barrels. So while the Philippines may not be tapping into its full oil potential just yet, the vast resources waiting to be explored could dramatically shift the country's energy landscape in the future. The question remains, what will the nation do with this immense opportunity, and how will it shape the future of its economy? The Philippines might be sitting on a $26 trillion energy jackpot. So what's next? There's a buzz stirring beneath the waves of the Sulu Sea. Deep within the Sulu Sea, new oil reserves have been discovered, reserves that could catapult the Philippines into the global spotlight. If early estimates hold true, the country's total hydrocarbon deposits may soar past $26.3 trillion. That's more than the oil wealth of Kuwait. Yes, Kuwait, one of the top oil giants on the planet. Think about that for a second. This isn't just big news, it's potentially game-changing. If tapped properly, these energy reserves could lift the Philippines out of poverty/fuel imports and shift the country from an oil importer to a regional oil exporter. Just imagine, instead of scrambling to keep up with weekly gas price hikes, the Philippines could be leading the conversation on energy supply in Asia. The first major step in this energy awakening? The Cadlao Oil Field. Once active back in the 1990s, it's now being brought back to life as part of a national push to revive the country's stagnant oil industry. Though Cadlao's 6.2 million barrels of estimated recoverable oil won't transform the market overnight, it's a key step. Every barrel produced is one less barrel the country needs to buy abroad. If all goes to plan, production could begin as soon as 2024. And then there's Malampaya. This legendary gas field, located about 50 kilometers off the coast of Palawan, has been the powerhouse behind 5 major power plants in Luzon, providing a combined 3,200 megawatts of electricity. Since its operation began, Malampaya has pumped out 1.9 trillion standard cubic feet of natural gas and 75 million barrels of natural gas liquids. But here's the catch, it's expected to run dry by 2027. The good news? Plans are already in motion to explore and develop surrounding fields, hoping to squeeze out more energy from this crucial area before the final curtain falls. So now the stage is set. Massive oil reserves in Sulu, redevelopment of Cadlao, a race against time at Malampaya. The Philippines might be closer than ever to flipping the script from energy-dependent to energy-empowered. The only question left is, Will the country rise to meet this once-in-a-generation opportunity? Buried beneath the surface. Is the Philippines sitting on the fuel of the future? The Philippines isn't just surrounded by turquoise waters and tropical beauty, it's sitting on a buried fortune. Oil and gas, hidden both inland and offshore, are waiting to be tapped. And while much of the attention has focused on places like Malampaya and the Sulu Sea, there's a lot more bubbling under the surface across the archipelago. Inland and coastal regions like Cagayan in the north, the Ragay Gulf in Bicol, offshore Mindoro, the New Palawan Block, northern Cebu, and the Cotabato Basin are all believed to hold rich deposits of oil and gas. One standout discovery happened back in 2018 in Alegria, Cebu, when the Department of Energy, working with China International Mining Petroleum Company, uncovered an estimated 27.9 million barrels of inland oil. Of that, around 3.4 million barrels were believed to be recoverable. They also found natural gas reserves estimated at 9.4 billion cubic feet, with 70% or 6.6 billion cubic feet considered usable. Then there's the Laguasan Marsh, a sprawling 2,200-hectare wetland that stretches across Cotabato, Mindanao, and Sultan Kudarat. Beneath its marshy surface lies a potential energy goldmine, 3.4 trillion cubic feet of natural gas and 4.8 billion barrels of crude oil. Earlier this year, the government gave the go-ahead to SK Laguasan Oil and Gas Corporation, a Mindanao-based firm, to develop Area 9 of the Cotabato Basin. Further north, off the coast of Aurora Province, lies the Benham Rise, once rumored to hold rich oil deposits. While oil may not have panned out there, what was discovered could be just as revolutionary: gas hydrates. Now, if you've never heard of gas hydrates, here's why they matter. Found in ultra-deep oceans or beneath Arctic permafrost, these icy compounds of methane and water are believed to contain more hydrocarbons than all of Earth's oil, natural gas, and coal combined. If scientists and engineers can crack the code to extract them safely and affordably, gas hydrates could become the next big thing in global energy. Meanwhile, other potentially massive oil and gas fields have been identified in undisputed parts of the Philippines, particularly in the Sulu Sea and parts of the Philippine Sea. These areas hold the promise of energy independence and even energy dominance for the nation. But here's the million-dollar question. With so much potential, why isn't the Philippines reaping the rewards? The answer is complex, but one big reason is security and geopolitics. Territorial disputes, especially in oil-rich zones like the South China Sea, combined with internal conflict and regulatory hurdles, have kept many of these resources locked beneath the surface, untouched, undeveloped, and full of what-ifs. So now the country stands at a crossroads. Will it break through the barriers and claim its place as an energy powerhouse? Or will this treasure remain buried while others dominate the global energy game? Only time and political will tell. Beneath the shimmering waters of the Philippines lies a wealth of untapped energy resources that could reshape the country's future. Spread across various parts of the archipelago, these vast oil reserves are hidden in places like the Reed Bank, the biggest and most significant of them all, and Mischief Reef in the Palawan Island group. And then there's the entire expanse of the Spratly Islands, a cluster of islands, reefs, and cays located in the South China Sea, which have been at the heart of a complex territorial dispute between China, the Philippines, Taiwan, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Brunei. The stakes couldn't be higher. Back in 2011, the Hydrocarbons Technology Industry Journal recognized the Philippines as one of the hottest new frontiers for oil exploration, joining Argentina in the spotlight. The report pointed to 4 key regions in the country where the potential for oil discovery was enormous: the Spratly Islands, the Sulu Sea, the Celebes Sea, and the Philippine Sea. But beyond these known areas, there are whispers of even bigger untapped reserves deep beneath the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, BRMM. One key figure in uncovering this potential is Ishak Mastara from IAG Development Consulting Inc., who pointed out 2 of the most promising oil-rich basins in the country, the Sulu Sea and the Cotabato Basin. According to Mastara, these areas could hold massive resources, and the Sulu Sea alone is believed to have a potential of 203 million barrels of oil equivalent. Meanwhile, the Cotabato Basin, which is land-based and free from territorial disputes, holds 159 million barrels of oil potential, plus a confirmed 29 billion cubic feet of natural gas deposits. Unlike the contested Spratlys, these two basins lie within the country's undisputed territory, and that's a game changer. In fact, just last month, the Philippines Department of Energy pushed for immediate gas exploration in Rectobank, a promising site controlled by billionaire businessman Manny B. Pangilinan. This could be the first step toward unlocking a new era of energy independence for the country. Imagine a future where the Philippines no longer has to rely on expensive imported oil, but becomes a major oil exporter, boosting the economy, reducing gas prices, and securing energy independence. The question is, how soon will the country seize this massive opportunity? The resources are there. The technology is evolving. Now the ball is in the government's court. The Philippines stands at a critical juncture. The next move could shape its future for generations to come. The Philippines is sitting on a treasure trove, and it's not gold, it's something even more valuable. Energy resources. Spanning the country's 200-mile exclusive economic zone, there's a staggering wealth of untapped hydrocarbon deposits, potentially worth over $26.3 trillion. Yes, trillion. That's more than enough to transform the Philippines into a powerhouse economy. But here's the catch. For years, the Philippines' upstream oil and gas sector has remained largely dormant. Why? The South China Sea territorial disputes have been a constant roadblock, scaring off investors and stalling progress. The potential is there, but it's been a slow burn. Now things are starting to change. The current administration is pushing hard to unlock the full potential of the country's natural resources. The goal? To secure a future where the Philippines is not just an energy importer, but a global energy player. The hope is that this energy wealth will fuel not just economic growth, but a new era of prosperity for every Filipino. And it doesn't stop there. There are also promising exploration areas in regions like Visayas, Bukidnon, and northern Luzon that could hold even more potential. The Philippines is on the brink of something huge. The question is, will the country finally harness its natural wealth to secure its future? The stage is set, now it's time to see if the nation will step up to the challenge.